Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, we are 59 days away from the Great American Race of 2026, the Daytona 500. Whew, a lot to happen in the next 59 days. We got to finish building the Truck Series roster, so all the drivers. We got to finish Xfinity Series. We know Cup Series is pretty locked in. I know per Chris Rice, the CEO of Cutlass Racing, on TMD yesterday morning. He was talking about they only have one truck built, and they got some couple tests they can do because they are a new manufacturer there with Ram trucks. So yeah, a lot to happen over the next 59 days. We'll get some news from NASCAR about the how the season is going to run with the playoffs or no playoffs or whatever it is. So yeah, a lot to happen now between now and February 15th for the Daytona 500. But you know what? We have holiday in there, a couple holidays in there, matter of fact, but we're going to count down every single day until we get there. So, car number 59. The first thing I think of when I see number 59, I think that Robert Presley Xfinity ride. Just that gold, black and gold color. Alliance, I think, was a sponsor on it. It's the first thing I think of is that Robert Presley car. So we're going to run down Cup, Xfinity, and Truck. So on the Cup side, 241 starts, 3 wins. So 37 different drivers and 2 different winners of those 3 wins, 39 top 5s, 81 top 10s, 4 poles. First race, September 11th, 1949. Last race, November 20th, 2016. So Ford had 132 of those 241 starts. It was a Ford. 40 times a Chevrolet, 21 Pontiac, 14 Oldsmobile, 8 Buick, 7 Studebaker, 6 Lincoln, 5 Dodge, 3 Mercury, 2 Chrysler. I just love some of these numbers that have been around since the season 1 of NASCAR, and you see all this gamut of different manufacturers. Now, the driver with the most starts in the number 59 in the Cup Series, the one and only Tiger Tom Pistone, the uncle of Pete Pistone there on TMD. 95 starts for Tom, 2 wins, 23 top 5s, 41 top 10s, average finish 15.7. Lloyd Moore, 44 starts, 1 win, 13 top 5s, 22 top 10s, average finish 14.6. Blackie Pitt, 43 starts, 9 top 10s, average finish 20.1. Andy Belmont, 9 starts, average finish 35.4. Ken Rush, 5 starts, 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, average finish 20.4. The 1950 NASCAR champion Bill Rexford, 3 starts in the number 59, 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, average finish 7.7. On the Xfinity side, 559 starts, 13 wins, 59 top 5s, 131 top 10s, 22 different drivers, 3 different drivers won. First race, September 24th, 1983. Last race, September 18th, 2012. Stacey Compton, 173 starts, 11 top 5s, 33 top 10s, average finish 19.4. Robert Presley, 154 starts in at number 59, 10 wins, 33 top 5s, 60 top 10s, average finish 15.5. Marcus Ambrose, 70 starts in that number 59, 1 win. I actually forgot he drove it. 4 top 5s, 12 top 10s, average finish 19.4. Dennis Setzer, he actually replaced Robert Presley. 45 starts, I believe, if I remember correctly. 2 wins, 6 top 5s, 16 top 10s, average finish 16.8. Phil Parsons, 32 starts, 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, average finish 21.4. Richard Childress, son-in-law, the father of Austin and Ty Dillon. Mike Dillon, 30 starts, 1 top 10, average finish 30.9. Now, for those of you that are new to Robert Sports Show and new to the countdown, what I started was cutting down each day, basically profile the car number. Now, what really kind of sparked this for me was on XM NASCAR Radio, Dave Moody, his Unfiltered and his Legend series. One question he asked everyone on those 2 shows at the end is, how do you want to be remembered? And a lot of people have different ways they want to be remembered, but the King Richard Petty, to me, had the greatest of all. I just want to be remembered. I'm like, holy crap, there are so many drivers that had a part foundation of this sport that we love today in NASCAR, and we don't really talk about him that much. Blackie Pitt, how often does he get talked about? Carl Kiekaver, talked about twice on TMD, and even Pete Max the comment, I think, is, I called in, there was Mount Rushmore personalities in NASCAR, and I had Carl Kiekaver to it. And Pete, when I got all done, Pete was like, Yeah, that's like the second time in the history of the show that I've heard Carl Kieker's name. I believe I said both of them. So yeah, just these drivers need to be remembered, and that's why I started doing this. And it's kind of cool to see the history of these numbers. How some numbers, like the 24 behind me, like the 3, the 2, those kind of numbers. We know the history of most of those, but we know the 59. I did not know until I did this that Tiger Tom Pistone had the most starts in the Cup Series in that number 59. I would have thought probably Robert Presley or somebody like that. So, even in Xfinity Series, I thought Robert Presley had the most starts. So, but in the Truck Series, 153 starts for the number 59, 20 different drivers, 5 top 5s, 29 top 10s. First race was May 5th, 2002. Remember, the Truck Series started in 1995. The last race was July 30th, 2016. Robert Presley, 47 starts, 4 top 5s, 12 top 10s, average finish 17.6. Terry Cook, 29 starts, 1 top 5, 6 top 10s, average finish 18.2. Ted Musgrave, 18 starts, 6 top 10s, average finish 15.8. Chad Chapin, 13 starts, 1 top 10, average finish 21.9. And Steve Park, 10 starts, 1 top 10, average finish 32.0. All right, since we are 59 days away from the Great American Race to Daytona 500, we're going to continue counting down. We're going to do some other videos as well as we get closer to Daytona. And then get this whole big plan for next year, profiling all the champions and everything. The one thing with some brains, I got one of them in their brains, I can plan all day long. It's the execution that's kind of, oops. So we're working on that plan for next year. So hopefully more videos on Armor Sports Show this year from last year. More NASCAR, more pro wrestling. Hopefully get back to doing football like I've done in the past. I enjoy doing those. I just find enjoyment of researching and doing the videos and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoy watching them. If there's a certain topic or content or you got something, hey, I want your opinion on this, please comment below. I will answer every single one I can. I will throw a video. Hey, if it's a video idea, I'll give you my opinion on it. I know I talked about the lawsuit little by little. I'm glad the lawsuit got settled. I'm glad we have the settlement the pieces that have been announced, that we know going forward what these charters are permanent, that we know these team owners will be taken care of. I'm glad we got what we got there. I don't like the dirt that came out on both sides. I don't like the people demanding Steve Phelps and Steve O'Donnell's head. Now, I have said on here, and some of the videos I've talked about, I'm expecting them and Jim France to resign. Once the settlement came out, I'm like, okay, maybe not. I think if this went to trial and the teams would have won, I think we would have solved that. But I think the fact we came to a settlement, which we should have done a long fucking time ago, I think they need a second chance. I think, Ben Kennedy, the next generation of the France family, I know he's charged of schedules, some other stuff. I think eventually he'll take that leadership role that Jim France has, that Bill Jr. had, and Bill Sr. had. I think eventually he'll take that role that Brian France had. Obviously, thank God Brian's gone. Because the off-track stuff, not the stuff he did in the sport. So yeah, I think Ben Kennedy's kind of going to be the next family member up. I think the sport is better today than it was before the lawsuit with the owners and everything. I think everyone came to a realization of what needs to happen to make this sport grow. 77 years and counting. I definitely think we make it 100 years. I don't know where the OEMs will be at that point and what NASCAR looks like at that point. We know from what we see, some things we've seen, OEMs have not put NASCAR as a priority. It's kind of the secondary. We know a few manufacturers are making F1 kind of their priority. So I think as things evolve, I think we'll get back to a point. We'll never get back to the, quote, big time of NASCAR, in late 90s, early 2000s. But I think we can get to a point where it's stronger than it is today. Kind of a new height for NASCAR. I think that's coming in the next 35 years. I think if we get the new manufacturer, I know the rumor's Dodge, obviously, because Ram is in the Truck Series, and Stenellis owns Dodge and owns Ram, Everyone's, kind of paving the way, which we kind of know how the thinking with that is, get the Truck Series first and then Xfinity Cup. We know pairing with Colic Racing kind of guarantees those 2 Cup charters. And then they had an Xfinity program, so we know that's kind of we can see the writing on the wall with that. I'm excited to see what next year brings. I think it's going to be a great year in all 3 series. I'm going to try to do some IndyCar here as well, along with football like I've done in the past. Just I love giving my opinion on things. It's hard sometimes to call into XM Radio and give an opinion because you only get it really kind of a certain time, and kind of you don't want to get into too details on there because you don't want to call too long and then just kind of, hey, you've talked for 10 minutes, bye. But I have an opinion when it comes to NASCAR and pro wrestling, and I'm be happy to give it. As long as people aren't ignorant to me, I will never be ignorant to you, especially in comments and stuff and posting on X and whatnot. Once you're ignorant to me, game over. See you later. I don't block people. I mute people. So I'm going to deal with their garbage. And then if they get too bad, I fucking block them. But that's just the way I am. But anyway, 59 days away from Daytona. We're going to count down every single day till then. We're going to preview the season. We're going to have a bold prediction again like I did last year. Didn't quite make a lot of the bold predictions last year. Technically, one of them was right, one of them was wrong. I said there would be 2 street races on the 2026 schedule. There is on the Truck Series, not Cup. So, close but no cigar. But anyway, 59 days away. Profile every single one. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.